Welcome to Monday evening healing yoga. I'm rocking a knee injury, so I will be doing knee sparing movements tonight. Just know that you can go further than my knees are going, this knee at least is going to want to bend if it's good for your knees. So I'm going to review some of the rules of healing movement. The first is to pay attention to how it feels and treat your sensory experience, how it feels literally in your body, where it is, what the quality of the sensation is, as a conversation. Listen to it and respond with either breath or movement. Hold it in your awareness the same way that you would hold a child in your awareness who is telling you something important. Move in a pain-free range of motion for the motion that we're taking, and that range will probably expand. It might expand even during that session of movement. But if you stay in the pain-free range over time, it will grow. And finally, pain is something sharp or electric, and if that happens, take a deep breath in, move away from it, and let me know that it happened, either through unmuting or by raising your hand. If you're watching this later on a video, shoot me an email if you would like a response. So those are the three principles that we'll work with today. And I think we are going to start laying down on our backs. You know what? Let's do this. Take either your soft foam roller or a bolster. Lay it lengthwise. And we're going to sit down on one end. So your bum is going to be on the bolster for this. And then you're going to recline back with the tops of your shoulders and the back of your head on the ground. And bend your knees as much or as little as you'd like. And breathing in, feel yourself breathing in. Breathing out. Feel the soft tissues of your body softening into the earth. Inhale and notice expansion in your low ribs. And exhaling, feel the soft part of your belly sink up and under your heart. Inhale and even imagine your hips expanding. Exhale and feel the hollow inside of your hips. Engage and lift gently upward. Inhale and feel your tail move slightly away from your head away from your tail. And exhale, feel the support of the earth. Just a couple more breaths here. And on an inhale, lift one arm by your ear and roll toward that side. Roll off of the roller or the bolster. Take a breath, push it out from behind you. And lay back down on your back. Arms in cactus, knees bent, and feet on the floor. Now, make sure that you've moved the bolster far enough away that when you move into a gentle twist, it's not going to obstruct your motion. With your arms in cactus, exhale, turn the upper arm bones, bringing your arms to scarecrow. Inhale, cactus. Move nice and slow. Inhale, take the whole inhale to rotate to cactus. The whole exhale to move to scarecrow. And do that another time or two. And then land with one arm up and one arm down. So one arm scarecrow, one arm cactus. And then exhale, lower your knees to one side and turn your nose away. And breathe. Inhale through center, nice and smooth. Inhaling center, exhaling to the other side. And on the other side, take a few breaths here. Feel the breath waving into the, I called it a hollow. It's not really hollow, is it? It's got all manner of things inside it. But breathe into that bowl of the hip that's on top. And then moving with the breath. So hopefully you're taking long enough breaths that you inhale through center and exhale to the other side. And continue with the rhythm of your breath, moving from side to side and taking a moment on one side or the other when it feels right. Continue moving in your rhythm. Particularly if you're rocking an injury in your elbow or in anything else, pay attention to the slowness of the movement. In just the upper arm lines, we're moving these two lines of fascia that run from your fingertips behind your heart and all the way through to the other fingertips, and they go through the elbow joint. The next time you're on one side or the other, pause and flip one arm up and one arm down. So now everything has the opposite relationship. Inhale everything through center and exhale everything to the opposite side. Notice how this feels in all of the tissues of your body. Notice your nose going away from your knees. Notice if that's difficult, because it can be, and it can spontaneously get difficult when it wasn't before, and all kinds of things. Feel the rhythm of the expansion of your rib cage with the tensions that your psoas and other abdominal muscles are pulling through the pelvis. Breathe slowly enough that the rib cage expands and falls back to center. Just a couple more turns now. And then wherever you end up, when you feel like you've done both sides equally enough for today, inhale back to center and hug your knees in. Rock from side to side. And we're going to use bumblebee breath to help to relax the low back. Simply hum as you exhale. I'll do 5 times. Just do it in your own rhythm and pace. Take a moment to rest in the quiet. And then inhale and put a 90-degree bend at the knee, or however close to that feels good to you right now. Knees above hips, shins parallel to the floor. Reach your fingers to the ceiling. On an inhale, move your right arm and your left leg away from one another until they hover at some point above the ground. The closer to the ground you go, the more engagement this requires, so moderate it. Exhale back to the start position. Inhale, left arm and right leg. And then exhale back to the start position. Continue with the rhythm of your breath, stretching out one arm, one leg, exhaling back to center. If you want to create another layer of engagement, you can do this with straight legs. This is one of the preparations for Parinavasana, half boat pose. And you're gonna do about 3 more on each side. Move slowly with the breath. If your low back bows up off the floor more than it started, you've gone too far. Bend your knees, hug them in, and restart. And when you're ready, exhale, bend the knees, roll over and face your mat. And then bring your elbows onto the ground, interlacing your fingers lightly, or maybe just even placing the palms of your hands together. You can do this with both knees on the ground and pull your hips back, simultaneously pressing the forearms into the ground. If you'd prefer, you could turn your toes under and lift your knees to lift the hips. Lift, if you're in the knee up version, lift your kneecaps, activating the quads, and use that to press your thigh bones back. Exhale, drop the tail and wave forward. You may have to walk your feet or knees back. Come to dolphin knee plank or dolphin plank. Exhale, lower the knees and the hips. Separate the hands as wide as the elbows. And then pressing your elbows down, isometrically pull them back. You'll feel your chest, your sternum here, pulling forward. Exhale, hands together. Hips back with the knees on the ground or knees up. Dolphin pose. Press the outer forearms into the ground. Squeeze the lower armpits toward your hips. Imagine you're squeezing your elbows toward each other. Drop the tail, cat back, shoulders forward, lower the hips, dolphin plank, lower the knees if you would like. Head in line with the spine. Exhale, lower the hips, separate the hands and pull the elbows back to Sphinx. Now on an inhale, lift your legs and reach your arms back for a high locust pose. Exhale, lower your head, rock your hips from side to side. Inhale, lift the tail, and exhale, lower it. Now, come back to your Sphinx pose. Elbows under shoulders, hips, knees, and feet on the ground. Isometrically press the elbows down and pull them back. And then roll onto one hip. You can bring that arm forward. I'm going to turn sideways. So, we're going to be raising up to a plank. There are lots of ways to support this. One is if you want to start with your top leg on the ground, your foot, almost like a stiletto heel. That can be a big help. We're going to work with the rib cage first. Before we do anything else though, the structure. Press that elbow down. You should feel the back of your lower armpit firm up. You can even reach under there and feel the back of your armpit, which is your latissimus dorsi and your teres major. You can feel them engage. So keep that. Put your top hand on the top of your ribs. Exhale, press your ribs toward the ceiling. So press your hand up by lifting the ribs. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Now the next time you lift, keep it lifted. And if you have this leg in front, you're going to push down into that foot and then lift your hip off the ground. You can keep that bottom knee on the ground. So first you lift the rib cage, then you lift the hips. If the hips don't come off the ground, that's cool. Focus on lifting the rib cage. Inhale, lower down. Roll back to your Sphinx pose. Press the elbows down, pull them isometrically back. And then roll on to the opposite hip. Begin by pressing that bottom elbow into the ground. You can even check in with the back of your armpit and feel that it's engaged. Option to bring that top knee in front. Option to bend one or both knees. Exhale, lift your rib cage up into that hand. Inhale, lower. Now, keep the rib cage lifted, and then exhale, press into the front foot if you're using it, the knee, or the outer feet to lift the hips. Inhale, lower down, come back through Sphinx. Isometrically pull your elbows back. Exhale, back to side one. So now you know the movements. We're going to repeat it, maybe with a little bit more feeling. Press into the elbow. Exhale, lift the ribs. And this time, so option to stay with this. Lift just the hip to the knee, or lift to the feet. Option to lift the top arm. Keep your head in line with your spine. Inhale, lower. Roll through Sphinx pose. Elbows press down, isometrically pull back. You might feel a stretch across the front of your belly. Roll over to the other side. Push down into the elbow. Lift the ribs. And then push down into the outer feet, the outer knee, and or that top foot. Option to add lifting the top arm. Inhale, lower down, move through Sphinx, and then lower your head and arms in cactus. Now, with the arms in cactus, we're going to be working a little bit with the shoulder girdle here for just about 10 breaths. You're going to keep your elbow on the ground. And inhale, try to lift the backs of your wrists to the ceiling. Exhale, lower. It's a very tiny lift off. So don't be concerned if your arms aren't moving a whole ton, okay? Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, rest. Rock the hips side to side. Bend the knees a little or a lot. Crisscross applesauce. Inhale, toes under. Bring your hands back just on either side of your rib cage. And press up to knee plank. You can also do this with the toes turned under. So if you don't like your knees on the ground, or you just feel like it, you can do this from down dog forward. We're going to inhale, shift forward, and lower the hips as far as your low back feels okay with that movement. Exhale, Shift the hips as far back as they're comfortable going, maybe all the way to the heels. Inhale. Shoulders forward, hips down. Exhale. Hinge back. Inhale. Lower the hips, slowly pull the heart through. Exhale. You can also do this on the elbows if you choose. Keep pressing the hands into the ground. Now, the next time your hips are back, take a breath. Turn your toes under and lift up to down dog if you're not there already. Step your feet halfway forward, a little bit wide, and turn the toes out. Lift all 10 toes. Place your hands at the outside of the widest part of your shins. Walk your hands back to your feet. So you're in a forward fold. Lift your toes. Press your hands at the widest part of your shins. And then sit back a little or a lot. Press your hands in and your shins out. Exhale, straighten the legs and let your head and shoulders fall. Push your heels down and apart. Inhale, bend your knees and sit back a little or a lot. It could be all the way to low squat. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hinge back from the knees. Exhale, forward fold. So you might be lowering all the way into a squat, or you may just barely be bending your knees. And then the next time you're in a forward fold, start to lift through a wave. Lifting elevator and then the drawstring. And then using the zipper, stack your spine from the inside. Stacking one vertebrae on top of the next until your shoulders stack and your head lifts. Inhale, arms to upward facing hands. Exhale, walk your feet together and bring your arms to cactus. Press your feet down, lift your heart. Modified standing camel pose. Press your glutes forward and your thigh muscles back. Front of the thigh muscles press back. Exhale, come up to mountain. We're going to use a warming breath, but first, it got warm in here, didn't it? It's warmer, even though there are only 2 of us in the studio today. Okay. So we often use, for bellows breath, what we call fists of fire. We're gonna do it a little bit differently today though. We're gonna do 1 round of 10 bellows breaths, standing in mountain. Inhale, cactus arms is the inhale position. Exhale, draw every muscle in your torso back toward the spine and close the forearms in front. Inhale, every muscle expands. Inhale apart, and then exhale, either hands together behind the back or reverse prayer hands at any level. So maybe your hands only turn in toward your back, or maybe they go up, and maybe you can draw the heels of the hands together. Exhale now and turn your rib cage to the right. Press the left hip back. Inhale, center. Exhale, using your thigh muscles to press the right hip back. Turn toward your left. Inhale, center. Exhale, rib cage right. Left thigh back. Inhale, center. Exhale, right thigh back. Rib cage left. A couple more times to each side. Inhale, release the hands, allow them to unwind. I don't know, are these jazz fingers? Like these are jazz hands, right? Jazz fingers all the way up. And all the way down. Circle through the wrists and let your elbows participate in that circling motion. Beautiful. Reverse. Beautiful. All right, so we're going to do a second round of just 10 bellows breaths. Option to lift your toes and hinge back from the knees. Again, it might just be a tiny bit or it might be deeper. Inhale, feel the muscles between your shoulder blades engage. Exhale. Inhale, reach up, press down through the feet. Inhale, turn your rib cage right. Exhale, turn it left. Inhale, lift the heart and lower the elbows to cactus. Press the thighs back. Exhale. Forward fold. Separate your feet to hip width if they're not already. Inhale, walk your fingerprints up your shins to your knees as you come to half forward fold. Exhale, walk them down as you come to full. Inhale, half. Exhale, full. One more time. Meeting in a full forward fold. You can put your fingers on the ground if you'd like. Reach your right leg back. That back knee can go down or stay up, yogi's choice. Exhaling, scissor your thighs together. So you're gonna pull the left thigh back and the right thigh forward. Elevator drawstring zipper, pressing into that front knee if it's helpful. Inhale, Anjayanasana, cactus arms. Exhale. Hands down. You can stay up on your fingerprints if it's helpful. Step back and lower down. Knees, chest, and chin. Inhale into flying cobra. Lift your hands, elbows in the back of your head. Exhale, bring your elbows just behind your shoulders. So your hands will be interlaced just in front of your chest. Exhale, Anahata, or lift the knees for dolphin pose. Lower the knees and rest anytime. If you would like a little upper body play, bring your right hand under the right shoulder. Actually, bring your right hand out where it would be for down dog. Come to the left hand. Exhale, right elbow down, left elbow down. Inhale, right hand, left hand. Exhale, left elbow, right elbow. Inhale, left hand, right hand. Exhale, left elbow, right elbow. And then either come to elbows and knees or up to down dog. Bring the left foot forward first, and then the right, and then forward fold. Inhale, lift the back of your head, reverse swan dive. Gather the evening light, feel your glutes, pressing your hips forward, lifting your torso, and exhale. Draw that light down and into your heart. Returning to the top of the mat. Inhale, cactus arms, upward facing hands with a back bend. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, half. Exhale, left leg back, top of a lunge, knee down or up. Exhale, elevator drawstring zipper up. Cactus arms, Anjayanasana. Exhale, hands down. Feel free to lower the back knee. Bring both knees back. Knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, flying or any other cobra you'd like. Turn the eyes of the elbows forward. If your arms are straight, beautiful. Exhale, shift your hips back. Either knees down or knees up, downward facing dog. Now, from wherever you are, and you can do this from the knees as well, you may need to walk your knees back a little bit. Inhale, bend your elbows a little bit out to the side, and exhale, straighten. If this bothers the elbow, stop or try bending them straight back and then straightening. Take a breath wherever, in whatever position feels supportive right now. Step the left foot forward and then the right. Come into a forward fold, but walk your feet as wide as the mat. Try walking your heels wider than the toes. And maybe reach your hands behind your heel line. Move the inner thighs back. Inhale, sit back a little or a lot, turn your toes out. Dropping your hips back from the knees. Come to narrow goddess cactus arms. Draw the hips back, and it might feel more comfortable to widen the foot stance. Inhale, star pose. And then turn both of your feet right. Exhale, bend the right knee. Again, doesn't have to be much. Lower the arms parallel to the ground. Warrior two. Beautiful forms. Inhale. Left arm up between your shoulders. Lift the right arm back and over your head. Acknowledge the triumphs of your day so far. One of them, just being here and breathing. Exhale, back through warrior two. Inhale, center, let your arms fall. And then walk or hop your feet together. Inhale and step wide. Turn the feet to the left. Inhale, arms float up, bending the left knee a little or a lot. Lift the right inner thigh. Inhale. Bring the right hand up between the shoulder blades and the left arm back overhead. Triumphant warrior. Breathe. Inhale through warrior two. Come back to center with this wider stance. And then maybe hands together behind your back. Setting up now for a forward fold. Exhale. Straighten the legs, widen the heels. Hinge forward. Press your heels down and apart. Inhale. Keeping your hips back, bring your hands to the ground and walk your hands forward, coming up on your fingerprints like spider hands. Actively pull your hips back and away from your fingerprints. Exhale, come down to all fours. And then grab a strap if you use it for either eagle or cow face arms. Sit on a blanket or a bolster. Now, if you want, you can stack your knees so that they're both in front of you. This top knee would be bent, which would be cow face legs, Gomukhasana legs. An option for that would be a comfortable cross-legged seat, or like I'm going to do, one leg out and one leg in, or both legs out. Inhale and open your arms to a big T. And in your own time, exhale. If your legs are crossed or stacked, the leg that's closer to you or on the bottom goes on top. And then bend your elbows and come to eagle arms. You could also take opposite elbows or use the strap to walk your hands closer to one another. Cross-legged seat or another, and then eagle arms using the strap if it's right for you. Elbows nest inside of one another. If you're using the strap, you're going to actively pull on the strap. Exhale and hinge forward. Inhale, hinge up and open. Reverse the cross of your legs, whether you're in Gomukhasana or cross-legged seat. If you're like me and you've got one or both legs out, less to do. And then exhale, opposite arm on top. Either take your strap and pull it, or eagle arms. Breathe laterally. Breathe so that your ribs separate at the bottom. If you'd like, exhale and hinge forward. Exhale and wave up. Go back to the original cross if you're crossing. Either cow face legs or easy seat. Whichever leg is closest or on the bottom, that arm is on top. So go back to your first arm on top. And then connect the hands behind your back in the way that's best for you. Gomukhasana. If you'd like, add in a forward fold. Pay attention to the action, the motion at the base of your rib cage as you breathe. Inhale, hinge up. Last change, unwind and rewind your legs if it's applicable. And then other arm on top, Gomukhasana arms, and potentially legs as well. If you'd like, hinge forward. Inhale, hinge up and unwind. Breathe for just a moment. Opportunity for a stronger inversion here. So please feel free to take legs up of any form, to rest in Shavasana or your easy seat. If you feel like it, this is your opportunity. What I'll demonstrate for today, I don't think it'll compromise. I haven't done a shoulder stand since I've been babying my knee, but I don't think it should matter. We'll find out. So if you'd like to do a shoulder stand or any other strong inversion, so if you're just dying for a head or a handstand, go for it. Fold your blanket, half of blanket Tadasana, head on the ground, butt to shoulders are on the blanket. Arms are under your body if you're doing this. And then we're going to inhale, lift the legs off the ground, and exhale, lift elevator drawstring zipper to lift the hips. Tops of the shoulders come toward the blanket if you're using shoulder stand. This is half shoulder stand. My hips are sitting in my hands. Feel free to lift your hips higher and reach your toes to the ceiling. If you'd like, plow pose, lift the hips a little higher, and then lower your toes toward the ground behind your head. When you're ready, lower your hips back to the ground as slowly as feels good. And then we're all gonna roll over onto the belly. And what we're gonna do is bring our arms under our bodies with our palms to the ground. Now, if you haven't done this before or in a while, so this is the base for a form of locust. We're not gonna lift up to locust pose. We just want the palms facing the ground underneath the body. So if you haven't done this in a while, you may just get sort of your pinkies under your thighs. I'm demonstrating it like this because of course you won't be able to see because we don't have glass under my neck. So we're going to roll onto the belly. And if one of your elbows hurts, do the opposite arm first. So this would be the hand that doesn't hurt. You're gonna put the hand palm on the ground and then roll your thigh onto that hand. You want the elbows to remain straight. And then bring the other hand onto the ground, under the thigh. You can bring your forehead to the ground. And it's okay for the shoulders to roll toward the ground here. In fact, it's part of the pose. Now try to relax your hands, wrists, elbows, and shoulders as much as you can. About 5 more breaths here. On an inhale, lift your hips, so a little bit like chest, chin, and knees. Let your hands roll out and then just relax for a breath or two. And then roll over onto your back. Cross one ankle over the opposite knee for a figure four. And drop that whole complex over to one side. If you prefer not to straighten that knee, just keep the legs straight and fall into the twist and breathe. If you'd like, take a horse breath. Inhale up to center, and then exhale over to the other side. Inhale up to center. Release into your Shavasana. What support and position would allow you to release and relax the most completely? Give yourself that. Take any final movements that you would like. Would you like stand back, please? Do you like it heavier or less heavy?
Oh, heavy is great.
Thought so. You're welcome. Do anything that would make you feel even 2% more comfortable. And then imagine that you're reclining on a soft, natural surface under the unending blue of the sky. And somehow you are in a bubble that doesn't feel like it separates you from the elements, but keeps you safe and warm as you bask at first in the unbroken blue of the sky. And then at clouds gathering from 3 directions, tall thunderheads, all seeming to converge toward your location. The sky going gray, the light becoming dim. Thunder and lightning overhead. You see it reach the ground far, far in the distance. And raindrops start to fall. You remain warm and safe, sinking into the surface beneath you. And then the rain turns to snow. And briefly to ice. And the ice starts to stick to the bubble and cloud your vision. Still, you remain safe, warm, and at rest. And then a sense of warmth fills your space, and brilliant light breaks into prismatic rainbows as it melts the thin layer of ice that covered your bubble for a moment. And the clouds all blow away, leaving only wispy, playful remnants to dance on the gentle breeze. And still, you are safe, warm, and at rest. Dive deep into the space inside your heart. And rest in quiet here for another few moments. In your mind's eye, imagine your eyes gently opening and seeing the watercolor sky of sunset, violet and salmon and tangerine. You might decide to get up and break through the bubble and walk with your feet in the grass or the sand or the earth. And feel your body feeling exactly the way you would like it to feel. Feel your steps fluid, your shoulders melting, your breath coming and going with ease. And then imagine walking back to the place where you were rested inside the bubble. And feeling the beating of your heart. Air on your skin. Breath in your nose. Saliva in your mouth. And then circling your eye both directions. Starting to move and to stretch whenever you feel the call. Eventually rolling to one side. And eventually making your way to a comfortable seat. Feel the parts of your body that are still in contact with the ground. And feel the gentle movements of your breath. And after that short meditation, if you'd like, join me in an open. Happy Yoga Day. Thank you. You are welcome.